It was supposed to be just another Saturday night. March 29th, 12:30 a.m. spring break was winding down, and I was back at my place in Indiana, a quiet little house on the edge of some woods. During the day, the place felt normal, almost peaceful. But at night, the woods changed. They felt alive, watchful, like they were holding their breath. My house had a patio out back, and under it, a hot tub. That's where it all started, that I had my three best friends over, Kyle, Keenan, and Derek. We were in the garage, playing pool, blasting music, and knocking back drinks. The air smelled of beer and chalk dust, and for a while, it felt like the perfect night. We were laughing, joking, trying to squeeze every last drop out of spring break before school dragged us back. Then Kyle had the idea to hit the hot tea. You beat it. Tea was cold outside, the kind of late March chill that bites at your skin. So the warm water sounded like heaven. We grabbed our drinks, changed into swim trunks, and piled in. The steam rose around us, curling into the night air. We talked, we laughed, we lost track of time. The woods were just a dark wall beyond the patio light, silent and still. Or so we thought. Then we heard it, a crack like sticks breaking underfoot. Not the skitter of a deer or the rustle of a raccoon. It was heavy, deliberate, like a person walking. We all froze, our laughter dying in our throats. Keenan, always the optimist, tried to brush it off. "Probably nothing," he said, but his voice was tight. We all laughed, but it was forced, the kind of laugh you use to push away fear. I turned the music up, hoping to drown out the unease. 10 minutes later, he stepped into the light. A man emerged from the woods, standing just at the edge of the patio's glow. He wore a long black coat, white sweatpants, and, strangest of all, a gaming headset, its mic tilted toward his mouth like he was mid-conversation. His eyes were wide, unblinking, and his face was blank like a mask. My heart slammed against my ribs. Derek shouted, "Who the hell are you?" Kyle and Keenan chimed in, their voices sharp with panic. The man raised his hand slowly, like he was trying to calm us. "My name's Seth," he said, his voice flat, almost mechanical. "I'm Chijiste Chichi. I heard you laughing. I just wanted to join." We exchanged looks, our confusion turning to dread. I told him to leave, my voice louder than I meant it to be. But Seth didn't move. Instead, he shrugged off his coat, letting it fall to the ground. Then his shoes, then his sweatpants. He stood there in nothing but his underwear, his pale skin glowing under the patio light. Before we could react, he climbed into the hot tub. Nobody spoke. The air felt thick, wrong. I fumbled for my phone, my hands shaking as I started recording. Not for fun, not for social media, but because this felt unreal, like something I needed proof of. "What the hell, man?" Kyle finally said. "Where'd you come from? Do you know anyone here?" "I heard you laughing," Seth repeated. "I just wanted to hang out." His eyes didn't meet ours. They stared past us into the woods. Then he said something that turned my blood to ice. "I molested a child." The words hit like a punch. We exploded out of the water, yelling at him to get out, to leave. Derek grabbed his arm, pulling him from the tub. Seth didn't resist. He just stood there, dripping wet, staring at us with those wide, empty eyes. Then, without a word, he turned and walked back into the woods. His silhouette swallowed by the darkness, we ran into the house, locking every door, every window. Keenan tried to laugh it off, saying it was just some drunk weirdo, but his voice shook. Kyle and I weren't laughing. Something about Seth's eyes, his voice, the way he moved, it wasn't right. It wasn't human. We sat in the living room, the music off, the silence pressing against us like a weight point. 15 minutes later, Kyle said we should lock the hot tub cover. I didn't want to go back out there, but I nodded. We grabbed flashlights and stepped onto the patio, the cold air biting at our skin. That's when I saw it, a phone lying next to the hot tub, its screen glowing faintly. I picked it up, my hands trembling. The lock screen flickered on, and what I saw made my stomach lurch that I won't describe it. I can't. But it was wrong, so wrong it made my skin crawl. I dropped the phone and backed away, telling Kyle we needed to get inside. We ran back to the house, slamming the door behind us. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely think. Then we heard it tap, tap, tap on the living room window that I knew who it was before I looked. I pulled back the curtain, and there he was, Seth. His face was pressed close to the glass, pale as bone, his eyes wide and unblinking. His lips curled into a smile, slow and unnatural, like something was pulling the corners of his mouth. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just stared out. I yelled for Kyle, who was already dialing 911. I grabbed a baseball bat from the closet and stormed to the front door, screaming for Seth to leave, to take his damn phone and go. He didn't answer. Instead, he stepped back, moving slowly around the side of the house. I followed, keeping my distance, peering through the patio window. He was there again, standing in the same spot by the hot tub, staring inside. I shouted that the cops were coming, but he didn't react. He raised one hand, waved once, then turned and melted back into the woods. The police arrived minutes later. We told them everything: Seth, the hot tub, the phone, the lock screen. They searched the woods and found him, standing alone in the dark, staring toward my house. They arrested him for trespassing, and we thought that was the end of it. But it wasn't. Not a few days later, I was scrolling through Snapchat when I saw a post from a girl who lived a few miles away. It was a video, grainy and shaky, showing a man trying to break into her house at 2 a.m. It wasn't Seth. This man was taller, thinner, wearing a hooded jacket. But something about the way he moved, the way he stared at her window, it felt familiar. Too familiar. I couldn't shake the feeling that Seth wasn't alone, that he wasn't just some random creep who wandered out of the woods. What if he was part of something bigger, something organized, watching us, waiting? The phone's lock screen haunted me, not just for what it showed, but for what it implied. What kind of person carries something like that? What kind of group? I started noticing things after that. Shadows moving in the woods at night. A car idling on my street for too long. Once, I found a single white sweatpant leg draped over my mailbox, like it had been left there on purpose. I burned in the backyard, but the smell lingered, acrid and wrong. I don't go in the hot tub anymore. I don't even go near the patio at night. The woods feel different now, like they're watching me back. Last week, I woke up at 3 a.m. to a sound I couldn't place, a low, rhythmic tapping like fingers on glass. I checked every window, every door. Nothing. But when I went back to bed, I saw it. A smudge on my bedroom window, shaped like a handprint, too large to be mine. I haven't slept well since that. I keep asking myself what I did to draw Seth to my house that night. Was it the laughter, the music, the light? Or was it something else, something I can't see? I think about the others out there, the ones like Seth, moving through the woods, watching, waiting. I think about the phone, the image burned into my mind. I think about what I didn't do. Call the police sooner, confront him alone, burn that damn phone. Maybe I could have stopped something. Or maybe I was never meant to. The worst part, I don't know if I'm still being watched. But I feel it. Every night, I feel it.